Hello, this is Johnny from ultimatepapermache.com, and in this short video, I hope, this is the last video in a little series that I'm just doing because I'm in the process of creating an illustrated how-to art book, and I thought there might be a few other people out there in the world who wanted to do the same thing. It's not easy to figure out what kind of software to use and which services to use in order to get your book printed. So I just thought I'd put this together and show you what we found out during our research. Now, in the last video, I showed you which software we're using. The total cost was under $100. Highly recommended. If you have not seen that video yet, it's out on my blog at ultimatepapermache.com. In this video, I want to introduce you to a service called CreateSpace. CreateSpace is actually the printing company that's owned by Amazon.com. Now that in itself is a good thing, simply because if you want to sell your book on Amazon.com, the CreateSpace arm of that huge corporation, if it prints your book, then your book is automatically available on Amazon.com, unless you specifically tell them that you really don't want to sell it that way. You want to only buy books to sell yourself, maybe at galleries or art fairs. But if you do want to put your book out online, this is probably the easiest and least expensive way to do it. Their printing costs are lower than any author services company that you could ever find. There's a lot of author services companies that actually will charge you over $1,000 before you even send them your manuscript. And then they'll charge you extra in order to get your book printed, because they don't print the book themselves. They actually will send the book out to be printed and charge you extra for that too. If you want to be a publisher rather than just an author, you can buy an ISBN. Here in the United States, they're expensive. You can get a block of 10 of them for $250, or one of them for half of that amount, which is not a very good deal. If you live in Canada, you lucky bums, it's free. But if you don't want to be a publisher, you just want to have someone else print your book and have it available online or to buy, CreateSpace will give you one of their ISBNs, so you don't even have to worry about that part. There is a downside to CreateSpace.com, and that's the reason that Jesse and I are not able to use their services. Our book has so many photographs in it that we couldn't get the file size of the manuscript low enough for CreateSpace. They'll only accept 100 millibytes or less. But if you have, let's say you do portraits or oil paintings or some type of artwork that you would like to showcase and sell the book of your art, a lot of people are doing that and using CreateSpace, because if you only have one photograph every other page or so, you can get the file size down low enough. You can also reduce the number of pages. If you don't have to tell people how to make your artwork, then you don't have you can control entirely how many pages you have in your book, and that can reduce the file size too. So if you're able to get a PDF of your manuscript, and again I showed you how to do that, or the software that you can use to do that in the last video, then CreateSpace is the best way to go. As far as that limitation with the 100 millibytes goes, that's the only limitation that I can see, because their printing costs are the lowest that you'll find in the print-on-demand industry. They have a really strong community. Their forum, it seems like every time someone asks something, there's somebody else right there giving them the information that they need. So even if you don't go through CreateSpace, you might want to look at their website anyway and go check out their forum and see what people are doing and what experiences they're having with the process of creating a book of their own. So I hope this information was helpful to you. I know it got a little bit technical. If you're at all interested in selling a book that you're thinking about creating on online bookstores, I do highly recommend that you first, before starting anything, get Aaron Shepard's book called Aiming at Amazon, because that'll help you decide even before you write it whether or not the genre that you're considering is the type of book that will sell on an online bookstore. There's a real, it's, when you go to a bookstore, you can pick up a book and actually see it, and you might be wandering through and see books out on the aisle that, you know, the clerks have put out especially for you to see. It might not have been what you were looking for, but you think, oh, I want one of those. You're not going to do that out on Amazon.com. You actually have to type in something in their search engine in order to find it. So the type of books that will sell in a search engine driven environment are different than what will sell in a real bookstore. So be sure that you pick up Aaron's book before you start writing and before you buy any of the software, because he'll steer you right. He does seem to know what he's doing. So again, I hope this was helpful. I'll see you out on my website again soon, I hope. I've got to go finish my dragon. Bye-bye.